Good morning. If you want to see how we made this large 100% oak toolbox with 100% pull-out drawers, storage bin up here in the top, splayed angle legs, stay tuned because that's what we're going to do today. Oh, welcome Memphis Monday 326. Today we're going to build a large oak tool chest similar to the one we built in Memphis Monday 305. We're going to make some changes to it, some improvements I hope. It's already built. You can see it right over my right shoulder here. But let's knock off the chit chat and get to work. Here's a little drawing I did of today's project. It'll have this little top here with a little bin, 4 drawers, legs, and I'll be working from some little line drawings I did with the dimensions and so forth. It's as I said, it's very similar to Memphis Monday 305, where we did a similar box. But we don't have to fiddle with those drawings much because we have the 305 box right here, a toolbox right here. It's got the flip up lid with heavy duty chain, heavy duty hinges back in the back. It's a split case with industrial latches, 100% pull out drawers with recessed oak frames, heavy duty handles. A couple of things we're going to be doing different on this one is the legs are going to be different wood, and we're not going to put these box joints in there. Here are the box joints you put in the other one. This is oak plywood, and it chipped out like crazy, and it just they probably don't look all that bad, except they're just filled with wood filler, and the box joints aren't really needed. I just thought they'd look good, but they don't even look good. Another seam this thing has is the legs down here, the flayed angle legs. I made them out of treated deck wood and treated 2x4s, as a matter of fact, and to make real strong legs and resistant to rot. But the different kind of wood, it doesn't look right. So I'm going to use oak for our legs on our other one. So naturally what I'm going to try to do is show some different things on this build than I did the other. First of all, you notice that the joint here looks a lot better on this version because it doesn't have those box joints up and down through there. What this is a rabbet joint. This is a little sketch of how the rabbet joint works. Just put a 3/4 inch rabbet about halfway through the wood or a little more, and then your other piece just butts in there, and then you put your nails in from this direction, and it leaves this area here free of nails, so it looks real good. On this side of the drawing is a schematic of how I planned to cut my wood. I just cut a 17-inch strip, and then I could make my cross cuts on my table saw. So in this shot, you can see here's the rabbet joint right here, and here's a dado for this center panel this center panel right here will serve as the bottom of the little puka. And then this front, this puka, will be covered with this piece of trim here. One of the things we didn't cover in the in 305 was the installation of the trim. So we'll go over that today. Putting a thin bead of glue right down the center. Okay, now that if it slides around a little bit, it won't matter because I put that glue right in the center. Okay, that's perfect. We finally reached perfection. Piece of trim will be a butt joint up here at the top, and it'll be mitered down here at the bottom. And I think I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it a little long and then kind of walk it in. So I'm going to cut this, and I can tell you right now it's going to be too long, because I'm cutting it on purpose too long. But that way I can make one final cut and get it perfect in that miter joint. Let's see how we did. Okay, looks like I'll move the camera over here. Here you can see that the miter is about, if I mark it, it's about that much too long. So I'll cut it back a little bit and we can install it. There's our rough carcass. Now what we have to do is split the case here to make this top lid. The reason we have to do it now is, see what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it right here, 2 inches, to cut out this lid. Now the reason we have to do it now is because we can't wait till after we get the legs on, because the legs are flared out, and so the carcass wouldn't lay flat on the table. And there's our nice little lid. I'll just hinge it back there. It'll be good to go. funny story. When I was a new woodworker, I thought of doing this, splitting the case, for some project I was doing. And I thought I invented it. I found out in about 10 minutes that they've been doing it for 300 years. Putting the legs on involves, first of all, putting these angled boards on the bottom. The angled boards start off with angles cut whatever. These are 15 degrees. You put both the angles going in the same direction. You put them in the same direction so that they're flat, so that when the base here is on the floor, it's flat. See, those are parallel with the table. Now these angles are compound angles because the board is leaning out 15 degrees. And then you want a 45-degree cut here, but that's not going to be a real 45 because you got the angle that's splaying it out. But what you do is you lay your stock flat against the fence down here. That means there's going to be a gap in here behind the piece. You lay it flat against the fence, the bed of the fence, and you cut your angle, and that gives you your compound angle. Now, for some reason I chose to show you the most difficult one, and that is this one right here, because you have to kind of walk it in until it fits. So I'll knock just a little bit off of it. And the next step is put the pocket holes in. Now I just attach this board using pocket screws. Now nominally these pocket screws are going into the wood on the frame, so they shouldn't pop through. I'm putting dowels in all the joints, miter joints. I don't know what it does anything, but it's going to look pretty good. Going full Rambo on these corners. We've got them screwed in with pocket screws. We've got dowels in there. And now we put this little block of wood that's cut all to the right angles. It'll slide right down in that corner. And then I'll nail it with some 16 gauge finish nails. And this little wedge is made with treated wood. So that goes down there like that. Now that we have the legs put in place, now we have to cut out these notches. on both sides, and then that leaves the elegant little flared or splayed feet here. To make sure all sides are exactly the same, I'm using this little piece of wood. This will mark the upper limit of the cut. Then I measure 4 inches. Four inches on both sides. Then I'm just using a random coffee cup, which is fine as long as the curves are the same. On all 4 sides. So just like that, you can see the leg is marked out. All I gotta do is cut out that little section there. Well, there's our little cabinet. Now, figure out how to put 4 drawers in there. I already cut out my stock for the drawer fronts. They're not cut to size yet, but we got the legs done. Now it's time to make the drawers. And before we do that, we need to figure out where the drawer is going to go. The case is 16 7/8 down through here, which means that I can cut it up into 4 sections that are 4 1/4 light each. And then right in the center of each one of these is where I'll put my drawer slides. Now I can take my spacer, put it in here, and draw my line. See, now my drawer guide's going to line up right on that line. Now I take my 4 1/4 spacer, put it in there, draw another line. Then I have a 3rd spacer for my 3rd line. Now with all my lines drawn, I can simply go down through here and line my drawer pull up right on that line and put the screws in. Putting the boxes together, these are the strongest boxes I know how to make, and also the simplest. And you need that because these boxes are going to have tools in them. The boxes have these 1/2 inch thick bottoms. That I staple in place. Well, Well, there are all the drawer boxes stacked up in there. What we could do now is install those drawer boxes, and then we can start working on the drawer fronts. Let's knock off the chit chat and get to work. I went ahead and put a little stain on it. It's golden oak, penetrating stain. So it turned out pretty good. I'm taking a little bit more time on this one. The other one was just for my own use in my own shop, but this one's a gift. So I'm, gonna make sure it looks good. Okay, what I'm doing now is putting those drawer boxes in. Remember a few minutes ago we were talking about getting those measurements equal on the drawer spacing, and this is where it pays off. Now to get my drawer slides centered, all I have to do is mount the drawer slide directly in the center, on the center line of the box. So I take an ink pen, so I make a real narrow line and put a line down the center. And then I take my drawer side of the drawer guide and position it right on the line, where the line's cutting right through those pre-drilled holes. I got the drawer fronts stained. I've already got the holes drilled in here. I'll be putting these stainless steel knurled knobs, knurled handles, and they'll go be fastened from the other side through those holes. But in the meantime, I'll use those holes, run a little screw through to hold the drawer fronts in place until I can permanently attach them from the other side. Positioned the way I want them. Now I'm just going to put a screw through this hole just to temporarily hold them in place until I attach them from the other side. Now I'll show you the procedure for installing the drawer pulls and attaching the drawer front. First thing, so you need to open the drawer, but I don't have a drawer pull, so I have to reach in here with a grabber. So here I have a problem. My drawer front here, this is 1.25 inches from the inside of the drawer to the outside here, and these are 1.25 inch screws. So I've got a problem with them blowing out the other way. So what I've done is I've put a little washer on there to keep them from blowing through the front. Now I can take my 2 temporary screws out. And drill complete my hole there for my drawer pull. And the drawer pulls just go on in the normal way. These are some heavy duty jobs right here. I think the hardware on this thing is really what sets it off. I really like it. Putting these big industrial size handles on it. Make it easier to drag around, I think. I got all the hardware on. I'll put some poly on it and we'll take a look at some of the features. Well, here's our project for Memphis Monday 326, our oak tool case. It's got this top section up here that's held back by a chain. I didn't use one of those little spreader arms. I wanted something that would last 10,000 years, and so I put a chain in there. We got heavy duty hardware all the way around, heavy duty handles, zinc plated, 100% pull out drawers, easy close. Got splayed angle legs that have been reinforced with dowels and also a backup piece underneath. It's 100% oak, except for the interior of the drawers. Heavy duty hinges on the back. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied. Well, that does it for Memphis Monday 326. Today we built a wooden oak tool chest with 100% pull-out drawers. We got rid of the box joints because they look so bad on the other one. We upgraded the hardware a little bit, and we changed the legs. We used oak instead of pine. I think it's going to turn out good. It's going to my brother. Remember last week we were at my brother's house working in his shop, and I thought he needed a new toolbox, so I made him one. Anyway, like, favorite, share, all the stuff you know on the internet, but most important, make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.